The San Diego Chargers are expected to exercise their option and move to Los Angeles to join the Rams. This is not good. San Diego Chargers chairman Dean Spanos. By the way, the Spanos family owned a bunch of condos in Vegas and apartments. I lived in the Spanos apartment for years.
Wow.
So I essentially helped buy the Chargers.
That's a fun fact.
Anywho, they're going to exercise their option, and next month's deadline in San Diego probably loses their NFL team. That means the Rams and the Chargers, two incredibly weak teams, will now inhabit Los Angeles in a college stadium, the Coliseum. Pinch me. All right, this feels like one of those to me where the NFL needs to step in and build a stadium for San Diego. And I know what you're saying. Well, that's not. The NBA did the exact same thing to the Pelicans in New Orleans. They stepped in and briefly owned the franchise. This is what our government did with businesses that were too big to fail. Not all cities in America are equal. There is a reason we pour billions into New Orleans. New Orleans is one of the most valuable port cities in America. There's 8 or 9 cities in America. Ports are vital to our economy. Seattle, San Francisco, L.A., Boston, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, New York, New Orleans, Houston. New Orleans has 3 of the top 9 ports in America. We need New Orleans economically. Port cities are more important, and our government knows it. San Diego. So think about this. The NFL ticked off St. Louis, and now they're going to tick off San Diego in a 12-month stretch. You think that's good business? You go ask David Stern and Adam Silver what happened when they didn't save the Sonics in Seattle and let them go to Oklahoma City. What happened? The Seattle television ratings for the NBA are now awful. The city resents the NBA. Do you really want one of the 10 to 12 most influential American cities, Seattle, home of Microsoft, Starbucks, corporate hub, close to the Pacific Rim, a vital economic port? Seattle doesn't like the NBA. Is that good business? Let me ask you, is that good business? It's awful business. NBA butchered it. You're gonna tick off St. Louis, a lot of sports fans in St. Louis, and a warm weather Super Bowl site, potentially San Diego. This is the NFL makes $12.5 billion annually in TV rights alone. Now think about that. The NFL on an annual basis makes north of $12 billion. You know what a stadium in San Diego would cost? $900 million. Step in, keep the Chargers in San Diego. California, because of our tax base, it is very difficult to get new stadiums built. People are stretching their dollar here to begin with. It's expensive and it's highly taxed. Great place to live, but both are true. It's very hard to get stadium initiatives passed here. The Spanos family is worth $1 billion. The NFL makes $12 billion annually. Step in and save the franchise. It's what the NBA did with New Orleans. It's what our government did with certain companies that were too big to fail.